Hello and welcome to my ESL classroom in St. Louis, Missouri. My name is Teacher Keeley. Well, you can call me Keeley. And I'm a VIP Kid teacher and mentor. I help aspiring VIP Kid teachers get hired and get students. Is your demo lesson coming up and you're wondering how to pass that thing? Well, you're in luck because in this video, I'm going to give 9 tips on how to pass your demo lesson. Just so you know, this is not a slide-by-slide walkthrough, but my next video will be. So this video is for tips. Watch this one and then come back tomorrow and check out my slide-by-slide walkthrough of the demo lesson. Also, if you are looking to apply to VIP Kid, go ahead and click the link below and make sure that my referral code is entered, and that way I'll be able to help you through the entire process and help you get hired and get students. If you've already applied but would like to have my help in the whole process, you can find out how to do that down there as well. Now for those 9 tips. Number 1, have a good introduction, closing, and pace of your class. You want it to be clear that you're starting the lesson, when you're ending it, and you want to stay within those 10 minutes that they give you. So on the title page, that's a good place to say, hello, my name is Teacher Keeley. Insert your own name. What is your name? That's a clear introduction. At the end, you can say, you did a great job. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bananas. We're pretending that bananas are there. Goodbye. See you next time. And that's a clear ending. And as for the middle part and the pacing, you want to make sure you stay within the time that you're given. It helps to have your phone or something else that you can use as a timer sitting right in front of you so that you can casually glance at it and know if you're on pace. For the My Feelings demo lesson, it's 9 slides. So you have 10 minutes for those 9 slides, which is about 1 minute and 6 seconds per slide. Some slides will take longer and some slides will take less time, but that's just a good gauge for you to look down and see where you are and notice what slide number you're on. And also, as far as pacing is concerned, definitely prioritize the new vocabulary and the conversation slides. Make sure that you get the stuff on those slides done. Number 2, make sure that your classroom is engaging and interactive. And you can achieve that objective by showing up with lots of energy, a smile, asking questions, and praising often. So energy is just in the way that you're talking to someone. You don't have to be jumping up and down, but you also don't want to be monotone. Welcome to class. My name is Teacher Keeley. No one wants to hear that. Your student won't want to come back. You want to make it interesting. This is already another language, so it could be a challenge. So at least make it fun. And as far as praising, you can praise with thumbs up. You can say good job. You can mouth the word. You can sort of silently encourage while a student is reading or something. There are a lot of ways to praise students, and it's a good idea to just make that part of your normal everyday teaching. I mean, it feels good when you've done something well and you get recognized for it by the person teaching you. So sometimes it just helps to think about yourself in the position of the students and what would help you and what would motivate you and what would make you feel good. So definite praise and encouragement, yes. And then as far as interactivity, asking questions is a good place to start. When you say, what is your name? That's a great question to ask so that you know what name to use. VIP Kid will tell you, but some you might not be able to pronounce when you see them, so it's a good idea to ask. And as a formality, and just helping students understand this is how we do introductions. Another good question to ask is, how old are you? And that's That makes 2 rapport building questions, which the person who interviewed me told me was the perfect number. Number 3, make sure that you complete the learning objectives. In the My Feelings lesson, the learning objectives are: for vocabulary, for the student to learn the words feelings, feel, happy, sad, angry. For the teacher to use the sentence pattern, how do you feel? It's important to use those words in that order. And then for the student to use the sentence pattern, I feel happy, I feel sad, I feel angry. And for phonics, the objective is that the student learn EG words like beg and leg. So when you think about what the learning objectives are, know that things like the warm-up and the review slides are things to not take very much time on because they're not really part of the objectives per se. I know that in my own demo lesson, my interviewer told me I could have taken a little bit less time on those slides. So just remember, you don't have to spend much time on them at all, but you do want to spend quality time on phonics, vocabulary, and the role play slides. And then the slide at the end, the shoot the ball activity, that's one you definitely want to get to, but know that you don't have to shoot all of the balls. You could do 2 and be finished, and that way you've saved your time and you've done all the things that are important in the class. And as a bonus, you can extend. So think about all the learning objectives and then what can you do to enhance the lesson. And in the lowest levels, the easiest thing to do is to count the reward like I did just a few minutes ago. You got 1, 2, 3, they should get at least 5 of something. So tell them that and they can count with you. Sometimes students will repeat. When you say 1, they'll say 1 and you'll get up to 5. And then they will have begun to count, which is not part of the learning objectives, but it's a bonus, and parents and Vipkid love that. Number 4, make sure that you use tools like a reward system and relevant props. I mentioned earlier I was counting bananas, and I used that reward because that's the one that's part of the My Feelings demo lesson. So in the beginning of the lesson, you could say, when you do a good job, monkey gets a banana. And that makes it visual and it means more. And then I would draw the bananas behind me so that we could count them in the end. Because that monkey only has 1 banana. And as far as props are concerned, on the review slide we talk about the letter M. I think I just printed this off and cut it out. And there's also an elephant and a mouse and a monkey. I wanted to use a different one. On those slides, so you can talk about them with props. Another very important prop you can use almost in any case is your whiteboard. So this is for the phonics slide. I've written them out. I've used color to highlight the changes. Number 5, pay attention to your speaking speed and the language that you use. You want to speak slowly. Again, put yourself in the shoes of your student. This student is learning a brand new language, and if you say things quickly, then it's hard to tell where one word ends and another word begins, and it can just be super confusing. So it's a better bet to speak slowly. Hello, my name is, like that, so that your words are clear. You also want your speech to be very simple. So instead of saying, okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is, as your transition from slide to slide, just end the slide you're on, click, and start the next slide. All that other stuff is referred to as incidental language, and Vipkid doesn't want you to use that, and students will only get lost. A lot of that tends to be colloquial and just extra. So eliminate the colloquialisms and the extra talk, the not necessary stuff, and just be clear and direct and simple so that students can pick up on it. Remember, you want what you say to be easily understood by a 5-year-old beginner. Number 6, use TPR. TPR stands for Total Physical Response. So it requires that you sort of act things out with your body. Use it for classroom commands and also for educational purposes. So an example of a classroom command might be draw a line. Also, for educational purposes, you might say circle the monkey. This is one way to use TPR for a circle. I might take it a little further and demonstrate, just because students might just do this right back to you. It could be very literal. So instead, I might take my mouse, push down, circle, release the monkey. Or, I don't see my tablet, but if they have a tablet, circle the monkey, so they get it. And then you might ask questions like, what do you see? And in this case, it's clear I'm asking a question with my hands and also the intonation of my voice. But then, see. There are not a whole lot of things you can take away from this, I don't think, other than see or look. So it's different if I say, what do you see? I might get crickets because I haven't helped. TPR is for you to help the student understand you. What do you see is a lot different than what do you see, right? Number 7, demonstrate things. Vipkid really loves the I do, we do, you do kind of process. So I do it to show you, then we do it together, and then you can do it on your own. So make sure that you demonstrate so that students know more clearly what you're talking about. I showed draw a line with TPR, and that's one way to show draw a line. But even better, I could draw on the actual PowerPoint. So if we just pretend that this is the screen, I could say draw a line. And then I've shown what I want my student to do. Or I might say circle the monkey. Pretend there's a monkey in there and I've circled it. But that's demonstration. And it really helps students if you can demonstrate for them. Again, think about being in their shoes and hearing a language that's new. It really helps to be able to see something that you can at least try to match. Number 8, encourage full sentences everywhere possible, which is just about everywhere. Even when you ask a student his or her name, she might say Elsa, which is great because then you know you've been understood and the student is able to say her name. But then you want to take it a step further and say, good, Elsa. My name is Elsa. And you put your hand here and accentuate your ear so they know you're listening for them to speak. And then she's done it. Also, when you ask, how old are you? She might say 6. And then you can say, I am 6 years old. Yes. Or you might put your finger here to sort of emphasize that you're speaking and you're expecting that they return what you say. So they're paying closer attention to your mouth right now. I am 6 years old. You could do this with your hands so they know how many words you're using. I am 6 years old. Very good. So anytime there's the opportunity for a full sentence, definitely encourage it. And number 9, correct your students' mistakes. This is something that Vipkid wants to see, something that parents want to see. It's even one of the tags that you can get as a teacher, like timely error correction. So parents, when they give feedback about you, can say, she gives error correction in a timely fashion. It's like pre-filled in, they can just click it. It's that important. I mean, they're learning a new language and the idea is that they learn to speak it correctly. There are often many opportunities in a lesson to correct something. It might be on the review slide when you go over the letter M. Maybe your student says M, and that's your opportunity to correct and say because M is not synthetic phonics. And actually, I did a video on synthetic phonics, so if you need to learn about that, because that's what Vipkid uses, check down there for a link and I'll provide one for my video on synthetic phonics. When a student makes a mistake, make sure to positively correct them. You don't want to say, no, not that. Just give them the correction. So you would say, The idea is like, good. That's the way Vipkid does it. Definitely correct at every opportunity. Just allow the student to finish the sentence or whatever they're working on, and then provide the positive correction. And that's it. Those are my 9 tips to help you pass your Vipkid demo lesson so that you can go on to the next part in the hiring process. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like. And remember, stay tuned for tomorrow's video on the slide-by-slide walkthrough of the My Feelings demo lesson. That way you'll get examples of what I would do, an explanation behind it, so that you can model that in your own My Feelings demo lesson. Thank you so much for being here today, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.